What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down the best campaign structures and structures inside your ad account to be using when running meta ads. Facebook, Instagram, and everything to do with meta. So let's jump into my screen and go over exactly how you need to be structuring your campaigns to set yourself up for the best rate of success when trying to scale your products. So without any further ado, let's jump on into the video. All right, guys, so before we get into the actual campaign structure, the first and most important thing that we need to have in place is our foundations before we can even talk about setting up these campaigns. You might be wondering, what are the foundations? So the foundations that I'm talking about, and I'll make this red so that you guys can follow along, is one, you need to prove your product, right? So we need to make sure that we've tested the product, we've found a product and offer fit that is performing. It's getting consistent sales. It might not be, uber profitable yet, but we're collecting data, we've proven the concept, and we understand, okay, this product is worth putting more budget into, and we want to try and scale up and collect more data in our accounts. The next thing that we want to make sure that we have proven is our audience. So we found our top performing audiences, whether that be broad targeting, whether that be interest-based targeting, or so on and so forth. A lot of times these days, it's either broad or interest that are going to perform best, or both, and you can scale up with both. The people that say you have to scale, broad only, in 2024, it's just not true. Yes, broad crushes it, but it's dependent on your ad account, and do more of what's working inside your ad account. The next thing is your creatives. You want to make sure that you have established your best performing creatives. Now, you don't need 100 different creatives to start to scale. You just need a really solid, strong 1 to 5 strong creatives that we can use. So make sure that you have these foundations in place before we talk about moving into the structures. If you want to see my best way to test products, audiences, and creatives, just comment tests down below and I'll show you where you can find that video. And yeah, let's get into it. So let's talk about structures. So now that we've got these things established that we were just talking about, we want to be focusing on a lot on CBOs. Just performance has been a lot better. It's a lot more efficient with your budget, and you're going to get the most out of every single dollar that you spend when you're using CBOs. And recently, I've been crushing it with Advantage Plus shopping campaigns. So Facebook, Meta, has been doing a lot of updates with their Advantage Plus shopping campaigns. They're releasing, new updates. They're pushing it in the algorithm a lot more, getting a lot more data back, and just making these campaigns a lot stronger and more efficient than when they first released. So with CBOs and Advantage Plus shopping campaigns, we'll get into kind of the differences, when you want to use both of them, and how to use both of them. So let's get into that. Okay, so let's first talk about CBO structure. So CBOs. How do we structure them? When do we want to use them? How do we want to set them up? This is the best structure that I've found with CBOs. It's what I'm using in all of my ad accounts and what you can do to set up CBOs inside your accounts. So you want to make sure that you have got these dialed in. You've got your best audience, you've got your best creatives, and you're going to be using this simple structure. So hone into maybe your best interests, or if you're finding broad is doing best, you want to do more of what's working again. And establish your best creatives, and I'm talking about your top creatives. So if you've got a bunch of different creatives that are getting sales, they're performing, but you haven't established set few that are way outperforming or way more profitable than the others, we're going to be using just these creatives in this CBO structure. So we're going to keep this structure simple, and I'll go over how you want to set this up in a simple little drawing here. Okay, so how you want to set this up is within your campaign. Obviously, you're going to set up a CBO campaign, and you're going to set up 3 to 5 ad sets inside of that CBO campaign. And these are going to be all of the exact same performing interest or broad. So if you got one interest that is crushing it compared to the rest, or that is your top interest, you're going to use that, and you're going to use that in every single one of these ad sets. So make sure it's the exact same interest in all these ad sets. All these ad sets are going to be the exact same. You're going to set them up so it's got that interest. It's targeting the location stack that you're going to be targeting, or that you found is working best, whether that be United States only, maybe you're targeting, a top tier of countries, or you're going worldwide, depending on, your business structure and how you're running things as a whole. Everything's going to be the same. You're going to run auto placements, and then inside of each ad set, you're going to run your top, again, 1 to 5 creatives, preferably using post IDs if you can get those. Now, a lot of people are having troubles getting post IDs, So if you have any questions, just drop it down in the comments down below, and I'll go over like how you can get those post IDs, whether you're running just normal ads or you're running dynamic creative test ads. So you're going to be setting up your campaigns like this and making sure that your ads are your top 1 to 5. So I'm just putting 3 in here. So each of these will be a different ad, and you're just duplicating it 1 to 5 times inside that CBO and putting a different creative in. So they're all going to be just, again, a different creative in each ad set and then duplicating it into the other ad sets. So it's going to be 1 CBO, 3 ad sets for this example. All the ad sets are the exact same, targeting your best audience, whether that be an interest or broad targeting. And then you're going to put your top 1 to 5 creatives inside of each ad set, and each ad set is going to have the same 5 creatives if you're putting 5 in. So that's the simple CBO structure. This structure is by far the best structure that you can be using right now, and it's something that has been crushing it for me for like the past year. All right, so now let's talk about the Advantage Plus shopping campaign. So a lot of you guys who are watching this might not already be using this campaign structure, and if you're not, I highly suggest using it if you've got data on your accounts. Now you can move into testing it out on new ad accounts as well, but I have found that it is the best practice to use it once you've got data collected on your accounts. And whether you're collecting data using that CBO structure or not, you want to be having purchasing data and these proven concepts when moving into Advantage Plus shopping campaigns. So basically an Advantage Plus shopping campaigns is similar to a CBO, just on steroids in a way, because you are preloading it with a bunch of data. So with Advantage Plus shopping campaigns, you're able to preload it with engaged customers and then your current customers. So engaged customers being people that have maybe gone through your funnel, they've seen your ads, they checked out your website, but they haven't quite converted yet, and they haven't turned into that pixel fire event of a purchase, or have not been collected in your Shopify list or your Klaviyo list if you're using Klaviyo for emails. So you can preload these campaigns with all of this data before they even spend a dime on ads. So with Advantage Plus shopping campaigns, there is no targeted or detailed targeting, right? There's no interest targeting. It's literally just wide open broad, wide open age. I'm pretty sure you can change the gender on it, but you can also add in the location. So this is where we're going to put our best location. So for example, if you're running worldwide targeting and you're finding that you have a majority of your purchases coming from the United States, you're going to want to run an Advantage Plus shopping campaign for USA only. Now, if you found that you've got, purchasing data from other areas, you can then stack, smaller audiences or smaller countries into their own Advantage Plus shopping campaign. So say you were getting purchases from Canada, Australia, UK, New Zealand. Typically, you want to stack your smaller countries and then separate your bigger countries like the United States, putting that in its own Advantage Plus shopping campaign. Very, very important. You're also going to use the best post IDs. You want to make sure that you're using post IDs inside of the Advantage Plus shopping campaigns. This is again going to help you boost your engagement on all of your ads that you're running in these campaigns and continue stacking that engagement and building up that post ID, which is like literally critical for long-term success when you're running ads on Meta. Okay, so I spoke briefly about the importance of preloading your audiences. So I just want to talk real brief about that. With your engaged audiences, these are going to include your all website visitors, all add to carts, all initiate checkouts, and all ad payment info. And these are going to be all of your audiences set up in the past 180 days. You want to give it the most amount of data as you possibly can. Just feed all of the data in there, which 180 days for a lot of these audiences are the largest you can make them. So you want to go as big as you can and run these with the 180 days with these audiences right there. So in your current customer list, you're going to add your purchasing events within your past 180 days. You're going to add your Shopify customer list, so all of the customers on Shopify who have purchased from your store, and also your customer list through Klaviyo. So not your entire email list on Klaviyo. You can pop that into the engaged audience section, but your actual buyers through Klaviyo. If you are using Klaviyo for email marketing, you can export that list and import it into your current customers segment. So there's 2 separate segments that you can do this with when adding this data into your Advantage Plus shopping campaigns, and that's how you're going to separate it from your engaged audiences and your current purchases or current customer list. All right, guys, now let's talk about scaling. So if you're using these structures now inside your campaigns, inside your ad account, and these campaign structures are performing well, there's a few things that you want to be thinking about when starting to scale. How do I actually spend more using these campaign structures? And a couple things I just want to pinpoint is that you want to be scaling with these three aspects. You want to be scaling with number one, your creatives, number two, new markets, and number three, new products. These are very, very important. You want to always be scaling with new creatives, feeding new creatives into the algorithm, into your ad account, and showing Meta and Facebook that you have new creatives that you want to be pushing in the algorithm and putting new, fresh content in front of your audiences and scaling with multiple creatives. This is going to help with creative fatigue. This is also going to help with audience overlap and just help keep a healthier scale within your ad account so that you're not spending money on the exact same creatives when you're blasting your budgets to thousands of dollars a day. You also want to consider, if you can, depending on your business as well, branching into new markets. This is going to lead you into untapped markets, building your own blue ocean strategy into these different countries and different locations. So always consider that when scaling as well. I've seen this work really, really well. It was a strategy that I used in the past. I called it geo hopping, and you're basically just scaling into new markets and taking over new markets with your winning products, winning audiences, and winning creatives. And then last but not least, but very, very important, is new products. Again, guys, I see this all the time, is that their products end up fatiguing, dying out. Maybe they're having to kill products off, and they're not continuously adding new products into their account and scaling with new products. Whether you're, building up a brand or you're dropshipping or whatever it is, you need to be considering adding new products into your line of products to hit your current customer list or customer data that you already have accumulated inside your ad account, or just new products in general to keep new products flowing into your account and into the algorithm as well. This is very, 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 very important, and I cannot stress enough how important it is. So if you're not already, scaling with new creatives into new markets and considering launching additional products to then scale in your ad account as well, definitely consider these when you're trying to push your budgets and go to that next level. All right, and there you have it, guys. The top campaign structures that you need to be considering if you're not already using these campaign structures inside your Meta ad account. So these are the exact same campaign structures that I'm using to scale my ad accounts to millions of dollars in sales, and you can tap into this and use them in your own accounts as well. And if you got any value from this video, I just want to ask that you smash that like button down below. It helps keep me motivated to make videos like this so that I can provide value to you guys directly in your feed. And if you're not already subscribed, subscribe to the channel, as I'm dropping videos like this each and every week on the week to provide you guys with this information and be the first to watch these videos and obtain this info. And if you want to take things one step further, I want to invite you to join our private ecom group. This is going to be dropped in the link down below. This is where you can ask me questions day to day, as well as my business partner and other members inside of our community. You're going to get access to every resource that you would ever need to take your dropshipping business to that next level, including private fulfillment, training guides, resources, and so much more that you can tap into by just simply joining that group. So again, that link's going to be down in the description, but without any further ado, I'll see you guys in the next video.